Good evening, everyone. It's Yogi here. I hope you're well. And I hope you had a beautiful Monday yesterday. I really miss you guys. So today I'm back. Yesterday I had a quite a busy day teaching and also this morning as well. But guess what? When I came back late at night in the evening, guess what I was doing? I was stitching. I wanted to stitch. And I was thinking, well, I might as well just go online and stitch with you. So going forward, I'll make judgment call for Mondays. Maybe we just keep it going. So today I'm back to this piece. So this is maybe some of you have seen this piece before. It's a Gecko Rouge kit for a change. I stitch a lot of heaven and earth. I'm sure you do as well. But this one is from a company called Gecko Rouge. And those of you who are not familiar with it, it's a UK company. And they specialize in kits, made-to-order kits. So slightly different from, those ready-made kits that you can buy on online. They you specify what you want, and they put a kit together with you with the fabric, with the floss, everything. So this piece I got maybe back in 2000, maybe the end of 2022. We're right in the middle of the pandemic, of the lockdown. And I was so excited when I got this kit. And I've been stitching ever since, but from time to time, I'll just park it aside and just, happily distracted by other projects. And then, I really want to come back to this piece because it's epic. And how epic is it? Let me show you. Okay, so I'm going to use Pattern Keeper to track my progress today. And this is the portion I finished, and I'll show you a picture I took of the fabric as well. But I want to show you just proportionally where I am right now. Okay, brace yourself. So this is the full size, and this is I haven't done proper measurement. The number is just all blurry for me, but this is larger perhaps than the super size Heaven and Earth, and quite a few pages involved. So this is the result of 3 years, something like that, on and off stitching. And I'm on 7.2, if you can see, 7.82, very close to 8%, okay? And today I'm going to start, of course, from zero stitch and see where I'm going today. But today I have a slightly different plan for this piece, and I'll explain as I'm about to stitch it. And before that, I just want to quickly look at the chat here. Adri's here. Hello, Adri. Carrie's here as well. Hello. And Adri says, I've just finished Mandela and posted on the group. Oh, let's have a look together in a bit, and let's have a Facebook session while we're here. And Sarah is here as well, and Senga is here. Hello, Senga, good to see you. Suzanne is here as well. Suzanne says hi, everyone. And Rose is here as well. And who's your apple? I probably butchered that somewhere. Hello from TN. Is it Texas? Where is that? Where's TN? And Heather as well. Hello, Heather. I saw your beautiful piece. And Heather says, hello from beautiful Vancouver Island. Goodness, wonderful collection of chatters here. And if you're watching in the background lurking, come on, have a chat. It'll be fun. But it's your choice. However you want to enjoy this live session, it's up to you. So today, so far, this is a 25 count pre-gridded fabric, as you can see. It's a DMC fabric. And also the floss is also DMC floss as well. And but they come in a huge bundle. When the kit came in, literally 3-4 big boxes of floss, really satisfying. And so far, I've been doing 1/1. You know, that's kind of, most people, how most people approach sort of pieces of this size. But you may have noticed recently, I've been doing a lot of half stitches. Just a little hint there. I've been a lot of half stitches. I'm kind of wondering, an epic size project like this, will I dare to, stitch it in half? 10 stitches from this point on? Shall I do that? Because I really enjoy 10 stitches. And so far, all my 10 stitches, 10 stitch projects, I've been using CXC. So I haven't really experienced it with the MC floss. So I was, yesterday I was thinking, I really want to stitch it, maybe from this point on, and switch from full cross to 10 stitches. So what I did was, it's slightly risky. Some of you probably go, oh my goodness, please don't do that because it's going to show. So what I did yesterday, let me show you what I did. Yesterday, I did a little bit of a test on a slightly different area there. And I'll show you what it looks like. And you can tell me whether you can see the difference. So the part I started 10 stitches was from the yellow area, upper right, toward the green bits, and then below slightly, and the red as well. And I would say visually, maybe the red in the middle there, the little blob there, you can see slightly kind of the shape of the stitches. But if you look at the green area and the yellow, they kind of blend together. And this is pretty close up. If you zoom out a little bit, for me, for my eyes, I literally cannot see the difference. So I was quite happy with that result. And because I thought, well, if I don't like it, I just switch back. No biggie, right? And so I also take a picture of where I am today before this session. So what I'm going to do is, after today, at the end of today's session, I'm gonna show you this picture one more time, and you can tell me if you can see the difference in terms of, whether the 10 stitches are going to show. So I'll let you judge. I'll see. I'd like to see what you think about it. So let me switch back to where I am right now. So the area I'm going to be focusing on, I think, because the last session I did full cross over here and completed some part of this pink area. So today I'm going to just start to even out this area. I'm not going to aim for diagonal, it's too ambitious, because if you look at my what I completed so far, it's all over the place. It's no particular shape. I follow the pattern rather than trying to keep it a certain shape with this piece. But generally the bottom left is slightly lower and slightly working toward the upper right, but I flow with the design instead. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to just fill in quite casually of this area with 10 stitches. It's going to be slightly faster. One can hope. Maybe even double the speed. I don't know. I can't promise. But it will be fun. And I would like to see, I want this piece to be part of my, almost like a journal, like a stitching journal. Because a lot of this area, when I look at it, I can recall what happened at that time in my life during the lockdown. And through 10 stitches, I will also remember stitching with you. How's that? That would be quite fun. So this will become, part of my life. And as I change the way I stitch, I'm stitching memory, really. So that's how I look at it. And let me just quickly look at the chat. Oh, who's here? Apple say, just call me Apple. Tennessee, thank you so much. Apple is so much easier. Thank you so much, Apple, from now on. Carrie, hello. Okay, Yogi, need to start map with where all your viewers are coming from. I know, they're from all over the place. We have people from different time zone everywhere. So, I normally start with good morning. I forgot to do that today. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and wherever you are. So, and if you, yes, everybody pop in your location. So to remind me as well, I occasionally get mixed up. So I'm going to just turn on. Oh, and before that, let me just zoom out a tiny little bit just to show you how I'm going to be working today. So with other projects, I tend to park my needles on my floss organizers. I just tuck the needles in. You probably have seen it. And with 25 1/1, I use needle boards that I park my needles on. And I have a special board that's a little bit smaller just for this project because Gecko Rouge, even though they use DMC floss, the numbering system is totally different. They just number from 1 to, in this case, 149. So this project contains 149 colors. They don't tell you DMC numbers, very, very sneaky there. They give you 1 to 149 numbers. So I have a dedicated needle parking board here. So far, all my needles are threaded with one strand. And by working through with 10 stitches, they're gradually going to be transitioned into 2 strands. As you can see, a couple of colors here already have 2 strands. So it's quite interesting as well, and to see how this needle parking board, that's how I call it, transition and evolve. So it will be part of the project as well. So with that, let me zoom in a little bit more. And yes, oh, Steve, Pennsylvania, Roxy, Texas, and Apple says Apple is my first name, the real name. Beautiful. That is so delicious. What a delicious name. Tracy says, howdy everyone. And Adri says, I don't notice anything different. Yes, exactly. I didn't either. I was so surprised because I thought you might be able to see something, slightly unusual. But I think with 25 counts, you can probably get away with it. I don't know if you could do it with, I don't know, 20 counts or 14 counts. You will probably show. But 25, I couldn't really see the difference. So fingers crossed, fingers crossed. And you can let me know by the end of the session, see if you can see any art going on there. Sarah says, Kansas, beautiful. And Nikki Stitchy says, hi Frank, if you convert half stitch, you may not have enough floss with Gecko. Trust me. Looking at the volume, looking at the volume of the floss, I think I probably won't need to worry about shortage of the floss for at least a decade. So I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed. I think I'll be okay for a while. Otherwise, I just do a color matching, right? Or I just go and beg them to tell me what color is what. Because I can't finish the last 10 stitches of the entire project. The time will come. And Kelly is here as well. Kelly's Quilts and Cruises says, hi everyone, greeting from very hot Fraser Valley of BC, Canada. Goodness. And this is probably daytime, right? So, and London has been slightly cooler the last couple of days. So that's a nice relief, And Bicamry says, hi, hello everyone. I've requested Bicamry to check in from time to time. So we know she's doing well at college and everything, doing her homework. And Carrie says, suburb of Toronto, Canada. We've got quite a few friends from Canada today. And Suzanne says, I'm in Sweden. It's nice to have someone from my time zone or similar time zone. I think Sweden is 1 hour ahead. It makes me feel a little bit better. I'm always the midnight stitcher over here, this side of the pond. And Grace says, hello, Yogi. Hello, everyone. Say hello to Grace. And Rose says, I'm from California, US. I'm not stitching today since I have to work. Yes, we all know, hush, hush. Rose sometimes, watch or listen to us. during her working hours. Let's not talk too loud so the boss won't know. I hope you're having your AirPod in. And Suzanne says, I'm from California, but live in Sweden. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Wonderful. How unique is that? Sweden as the choice of your new home, or I don't know how new it is, maybe for a long time. And Nikki says Arizona. It sounds really, really hot. And yes, Susan, it's 1 hour ahead. It makes me feel better. Well, Bicamry says, I have midterm tomorrow. Jesus. So I need to go to study. But hope everyone has a great, good day, evening. Yes, cover all bases. Very, very good, Bicamry. You're well trained, well trained. And Grace says, I'm in Palmdale. Where's Palmdale? My geography is terrible. So I can count about 5 states in America, okay? About 10 cities in the UK. So that's about where I am with geography. So let's start. I can't wait. Shall I start from here? Slightly paler color, but might be a good start. I really want to fill in this area and create a nice tidy line there. And also I'm going to be parking as well, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to aim to fill in maybe 1 block at a time, not to get too ambitious, because it's half stitches. I don't want to go crazy cross country. And then I'm going to park as I go and see how it goes. I might change my mind, you never know. And so I'm going to start here and start filling the stitches here. 102, let me have a look. 102 is our lucky first number here. 102. 102. I don't know how long this heat wave is going to go on. It's still warm during the day, but in the evening seems to ease off a little bit. So it's not as hot as the previous few days, which is always good. And with the floss, with the Gecko Rouge floss, for 1/1, I tend to cut them a little bit shorter. So I'm going to take 2 rather than folding the floss because they're already pretty short. So I can't do my favorite loop start at this point, but when I top them up, I will double the length if I'm still doing 10 stitches. Okay, so that's my plan. So 2 strands here. Let me see if I can move this area. So I'm going to start somewhere here. So I move into this beautiful pink. I love this color as well. Adri says, I don't know where I'm from. I get it, Adri. Yes, it's a profound question. We all ask ourselves from time to time, where am I? Where am I going? Who am I, right? I get it, I get it. So from here, there are a couple of stitches here. 1, 2, 1 over here. Am I in the right location? Okay, I'm off 1 block already. So I need to be a little bit mindful here. So I'm not starting in the wrong area. So here, I'm going to start from this stitch. And I'm so excited because I picked up this new technique. If you haven't seen the new technique we all learned the other day, it was on Sunday evening. And we learned this new thread ending technique for 10 stitches. So I'm very keen to practice more to see, so I don't have to do I don't have to take the thread away for 10 blocks and then try to anchor the end threads there. It's going to be nice and clean, I hope, or cleaner. I'll do my best. And that one over there. Ooh, so quick already. I'm already loving it. So I just need to remember that I'm doing 10. And just end up doing a full cross. just autopilot there. Where is my needle there? Yes, so these two are done. I'm gonna just fill in all the loose stitches here before I move on to fill in the whole 1, 2, and there's one over there. How about this one? And 10 stitches feel slightly different with DMC as well, and this is the beauty of working with different brand of floss, because they feel so different with my hand. Definitely I can feel the difference, and it makes it really fun. But the DMC from Gecko Rouge, because obviously they don't come in sort of normal single scan at a time. They come in like a big bundle. Wow, let me see if I can find them, the boxes, because they look really unique. Let me have a look. Let me just bring a box to show you. They're like Christmas gifts when they come in. If you have got Gecko Rouge floss, you will know. They come in like this. Let me just quickly show you. Let me see if I could zoom out. I know I get distracted already just as soon as I start. I just want to show you this box. So you come in a big box with a big ribbon like this. I've got 3 big boxes like this. Maybe I should move this away for 2 seconds. I know, so very spontaneous, because not everybody have seen Gecko Rouge kits. So I just want to show you. So they come in like this. Whoops. Let me move this over there a little bit without destroying anything. Yeah, they come in boxes like this, and I have 3 boxes. They come in like this, and then when you open it, I mean, I put them in the plastic bag, but they come in huge volumes. So they will come in sort of quite loose like this, and let me just open it. And 3 boxes of them, big boxes, and it's like Christmas gift. And look at the volume of this, Nikki. I am not going to run out of floss, seriously, not for another 10 years. So that's the volume I've got, and this is just one of the 6 or 7 big books, big bundles like this. So that's it. You can imagine how excited I was, and come in 3 big boxes like this. So let me pop it back and move this back for you. So there you go. And so they're not the typical DMC floss that you get. That was what I was trying to get to. And the reason I brought it up was the fact that even though they're supposed to be DMC floss, the texture feels a little bit different. I cannot explain it. And it's not better or worse, it's just a little bit different. And that's interesting too. I think perhaps DMC floss they supply for companies like Gecko Rouge might come from different factory in some way. I don't know. But I think the typical the regular DMC you get, they're slightly glossier. I'm feeling that the colors here are a little bit matter. That's my feeling. So that's it. So let me keep going here. Oh, Suzanne says she's been in Sweden for 25 years. You're Swiss or Swedish. I always get mixed up. And oh, Jane, hello near Me Meklas. Excuse me. Let me have a sip of my mint tea here. I've got a little frog in my throat. So let me catch up with the chat here. So Jane is from I can't pronounce it properly. I'll probably butcher it. Butcher it. Macclesfield, England. Where is it, Jane? And a River says just wanted to pop in and say hi, but she's got to go. Hello, River. I hope you pop back very soon. And go get on with whatever you need to do. This will be archived, so don't worry. You won't miss a thing. We'll miss your chat though. So let me come over here. Grace says Gecko Rouge looks amazing. How much would a kit cost? It really depends. You can go onto their website and have a look, but I would say they're not super cheap. Okay, so because they're made to order, and they kind of specialize in pretty unique patterns there. So you can specify when you pick a pattern there, you can tell them what count of fabric you want to stitch on, and also are you going to be doing half a stitch or is it full stitch or full cross, and they will calculate the floss amount of floss for you. And also you can pick whether you want them to print out the pattern in paper form as well. But they do not sell patterns only. So I maybe once upon a time, I remember Nikki got a pattern from them before they turned into full-on cross-stitching kit company. They used to sell patterns. But when I discovered them during the lockdown, they only do kits, specialized, like made-to-order kits. So, and the price obviously depends on the combination, on your options and the size of the pattern as well. So it all depends. This one, I've talked about this before. Oh my God. Senga says, Grace is, hello Senga. And it varies from 60, 70 to 150. Yes, the regular size ones. It gets a little bit more when it gets to super size like this one. I would like you to kind of sit down properly before I tell you what it is. I have talked about this before, and this is not a purchase I'll normally do willy-nilly, but I was so in love with this piece and I decided to get it. And bear in mind, this piece has more than is it 800,000 stitches? Oh, I'm already doing that technique. Let's see. Let's put it tightly. Make sure it looks good. And yeah, so this piece, I opted for, as you can see, 25 count fabric, and also a pre-gridded one. I think maybe slightly more expensive there, not that much, but a little bit higher. And then let me think, full cross and digital pattern. So it was over £500, maybe 550 or something, including fabric and all the floss. So it's not for faint-hearted if you go up to this size, unfortunately. I had to think about it. I probably thought, ponder upon it, upon whether to buy it or not. for maybe over 2 weeks. I was just struggling my mind, try to put it out of my mind. I go, no, that's crazy. Who spends that kind of money on a kid? And then a couple of days would go by. I'll be thinking about it, dreaming about it. And I go, oh, maybe I should get it. And then I'll say, no, that's crazy. Stop it. You know, back and forth for quite a while before I finally lost my mind and I went and ordered it. And so, yeah, so I don't regret it at all. I love it. It's one of those projects you fully prepare to stitch for life, you know, one bill at a time. And I love this pattern because it's got so much going on there. If you look at the markup there, my goodness. Oh, I forgot to show you the markup. Yes, this is what it looks like. Just arm at the upper left here. Barely touch the upper left corner. And as you move forward, every inch has something happening there. And every little objects, little intertwined together. This is Colin Thomas Collins. No, it's Colin Colin Thomas. He's quite well known in the cross stitching and also jigsaw genre as well, and also posters, you know, wallpaper, that kind of stuff. Because it's so interesting to look at, and so much going on there. So yes, so it's such an when I saw it, I just lost my mind. I just thought, I want it. It's my, I need to stitch it. So here I am. So the next color is 124. It means nothing for anyone because this is Gecko Rouge number 124. Even if you have a Gecko Rouge kits, they're all named in the order of based on the how many colors you have with that project. So it means absolutely nothing. So, but it's it's 124 nevertheless. So, and with this one, there are only 3 stitches, so I'm gonna just fold the thread in half. Should be okay. And I'm gonna move it slightly over there so you can see. See you later, Apple. See you later. And I'm going to just start stitching here. 2, 1, 2. I can do my loop stitch. And the tension for this fabric is beautiful today as well. Sometimes when you get it right, it's just so nice to stitch. And one here. I'm really excited with this 10 stitch development here. And just one stitch down here. I'm going to just park one. Oh, gotta park it the right place. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. And to mark it. The next one, only 1 stitch. 117. 117. It's a new thread as well. Let me see. So there are quite a few stitches. Only a few in this area, but I'm going to take 2 strands. There you go. Carrie says, coming from Canada, I find them expensive. £21 shipping. Oh, just to ship to Canada. They do ship worldwide, but obviously the shipping does apply. I can't remember how much it was. I mean, even in the UK, it's not free. Even when this kit, I spent over £500. Shipping's not free. No, they're pretty hardcore when it comes to prices, unfortunately. I still had to pay for the FedEx shipping. There's no free shipping. I don't know about now though. You can check it now, but at least a couple of years ago, no free shipping for anyone. Oh, Nikki says probably use the DMC cones. It's slightly different. Quite possibly, because I can definitely tell the difference. I'm no connoisseur or expert in floss, but just through stitching, it feels tiny bit more, not friction, but you can feel the thread a little bit more, just tiny bit more, comparing to the commercial ones, well, regular ones you buy. So quite possibly, yeah. I bet they probably come in quite large rolls or cones. And here, leave it for the next stitch there. Let me have a sip of my tea. I have a tickly throat here. Hey, Griety. Hello, everybody. Please let me know how to pronounce your name properly, because otherwise I'm going to continue to butcher it each time I see you. I'm sure you don't want that. And oh, Kelly says, heading back to the sewing. See you later, Kelly. Thanks for dropping by. Oh, Jane says it's Cheshire, next to Manchester. Okay, so it's up north. It's kind of north of, it's middle of Britain, really. But somehow it's referred to as north for some reason. Manchester, lovely. I've been to Manchester once. I think it's Great Manchester train station. I went there for a business meeting, very briefly, just for a few hours, and I'm back to London. So I don't know very well at all Manchester, but one of my favorite musicians, Morrissey, is from Manchester, so it's got to be a nice place. 88 here, and I use the symbol as well just to cross-reference, because the number doesn't really mean much. So I draw the symbols with my bare hands. Those scribbles there. Right. Griety says, just join the chat. What is the name of the pattern? If I may ask, I don't think I mentioned the name. Very good point. Let me tell you what it's called. It's called craft room. Hang on, I should know. Yes, craft cupboard. That's what it is. Very generic name. It's from Colin Thompson. So it's quite a famous piece for jigsaw puzzle as well. When you Google the name, the piece and the artist's name, you're probably more likely to come across Jigsaw Puzzle hyperlinks. But and Gecko Rouge has got quite a few pieces from Colin Thompson. Let me see, I can just stitch over. That's easier. Very nice there. Let me see. Let's make sure I don't get too distracted and stitch somewhere totally different. That could easily happen. A massive piece like this, you get lost. And because there's so many different objects, you know, it's not, even though all objects are supposed to be on the cupboard, but each area is practically a design, you know, unique design of its own. So I just feel like I'm traveling through this piece bit by bit, and I have individual memory of stitching each area. I can literally recall what I was doing at that time, just looking at the piece. It's quite interesting, really interesting. Sometimes some pieces I felt a little bit less of that, less attachment to what I was doing. But with this one, yeah, definitely vivid memory. Nikki says, Frank, how is the new ending method different than just making a half stitch than the horizontal stitch? Horizontal. I think it's about tucking in, because you're supposed to so when you do a half stitch, you don't go all the way. I know some people, they do a horizontal stitch at the bottom, but this one I think you can hide it a bit better because you're threading your needle through, and then I'll show you again when I'm going to end. So it's slightly different. I know maybe the lady from Masterpieces, Stitching Masterpieces, the lady from Russia, I think I may have seen her doing a short. Hang on. It's got a little knot underneath. Let me just undo that. She might have demonstrated something like what you describe, but I could see there's a horizontal bit at the bottom. So you might not be able to see that when, well, why do I get a knot from underneath? Let me see if we can undo it. Yes, good, thank you. And, but not that dissimilar, but I think this one come out a little bit better. You can see a little bit of additional bits of thread from the bottom right corner, and because you're literally tuck it under the stitch before you go down to the left corner, bottom left corner, so I think it hides the thread a little bit better. But I think ultimately you can probably do either. It probably wouldn't matter that much one way or the other. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4. And 5. 1 2 3. Oh, okay. One more here. So fast. I'm feeling guilty. I'm feeling guilty. Stitching so fast. Can I bring this down? Here. Hey, Joyce. Did you miss me, Joyce? I miss you all. And okay, Adri says, I need some help on choosing how to transfer pattern to a fabric. Transfer pattern. You can use this iron on thing, can't you? I think I've done that ages ago. There's a you get transfer paper and those pens that you can just transfer over with a hot iron, I think, if that's what you're referring to. And then it goes on your fabric. But you have to do it in the mirror, sort of, you know, opposite, the reverse way. So when you iron it on your fabric, it looks right. So something like that. Ooh, I'm flying with 10 stitches. Maybe I can complete more than 200 today. That's being ambitious. I know. And River's back. Hello, welcome back. Frankie's here. Frankie says hi everyone. Say hello to Frankie. And normal cotton fabric. Oh, Adri is saying that. Joy says, I've been using the new finish method on my 1/1 full cross on 25 counts. You need to follow the direction of the fabric thread of the last stitch. Then you tucked in very nicely. I know, I tried it on Sunday night, didn't I? I just kind of randomly following your instruction, and I think it worked out fine. It was very secure. Very secure. I was very surprised. So, but I think when it comes to full cross, you probably have more options in terms of starting and ending. It's a 10 stitches. It's a little bit trickier. Because normally with full cross, I just do a tuck in. But this method, Joyce just mentioned, the full cross version, is very good for loose stitches. So it depends on your stitching method. If you need to just plant random stitches on the fabric, it's very secure doing it that way, which is always good. The tuck-in is a little bit hit and miss. Sometimes, you know, it comes out. It's not the end of the world, but I like it secure. 16, look at this. Oh, I need to mark the okay 16. Let's see what 16 brings us. It's a very dark color, very nice. So I'm gonna take 2 of them. Ooh, just let you see that little bow tie shape symbol. Suzanne says, I've been working on a very confetti heavy part of my Golden Gate Bridge today. It's taken me nearly all day. I know confetti area requires a little bit of a willpower. I tend to work on it a little bit before I get completely fed up and fatigued. I move on to a maybe different piece or a different part of the pattern. So depending on how disciplined you are in terms of, you know, your stitching order, some people maybe prefer to stay with it. Whereas me, well, you know, I run away for a little bit and then come back. So I don't get fed up. This is very similar color here. Oh, the other one went over here. Natalia, our star, is here. She was the one, she's the OG of the method. we've just been talking about. Natalia, you need a name for it so we can refer it. And Joyce is very good with coming up with names. So you can make it, maybe you can work together and come up with something. So we don't have to say, oh, you know, that method. We can just say, hey, this is, you know, whatever method. Just like Royal Roll. If you say Royal Roll, everybody knows what it is. Rather than, oh, you know, the one that you stitch with 2 towers and then part down to this and that and the other. We need a really snappy name for the method. That will be our project today. By the end of the session, we'll have a name for the beautiful ending method. And Natalia taught us. 1, 2, 3. Yes, Adri. Adri, exactly. Those iron on paper. You can get them, the transfer paper. Just remember to draw it the opposite. When you trace it, flip over so you don't end up with the opposite mirrored pattern. That's a mistake can be made. If you were me. One more here. And then I'm going to park it down here on the left. Oh, lovely jubbly. I know you can see a little bit of slanted, you know, shape here, but when I zoom out, I bet you can't. It will blend in nicely. And 2. We need number 2. Number 2 is I would say this is a burgundy of some kind. Wine color, the color of full body wine, red wine. Yeah, Senga as well. Senga says, I stitch on one till I get bored and switch to another. Same here. Why not? Why do you need to, you know, charge through with iron willpower? I mean, this is not marathon, you know? This is not Iron Man. You don't need willpower. You just need to enjoy it until you don't. You switch to something else and then you switch back. Perfectly okay. And let me do a pin. My pin is not pretty, but it works to start. There. Snip that off. One more stitch here. Maybe, let me see. I'm trying to think whether I should part to the right side or the bottom. Might as well to the right and then down. Oh, it's traveling a little bit far here. Never mind. I need to kind of make judgment calls as I go. So I think I'm going to do a little pin here just to anchor. That's my little trick. Because I don't like to take the threads over stitch area. So I am going to 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1 here, 1, 2, 3. Grace says, I was looking for a description in the comments from your last video regarding ending 1/1, but a comment was gone. Oh, it was regarding which one is that? The one I showed last time. I think I still have it. If you watch last session, you should be able to see. Oh, there you go. This is the one. Is this the one you're referring to? It's 2/1, not 1/1. So this is referring to ending methods for 10 stitches. And this was posted by Natalia, who is also in the chat. So this is a comment. I'll leave it on for a few more seconds, and while I'm reading Joy's comments, Joy says, I also used the tuck-in method, but a few stitches away. Yes, so the end gets stitched over, extra security. Yes, absolutely. I try to do that too. Sometimes if I can't find anything else, I let me just remove this one. I hope it's okay. If not, who was that? Grace. I would demonstrate it when I need to end it, so you know exactly what we're talking about. Yes, Joyce, I do that as well. But sometimes when I can't find anything nearby, sometimes I just, tuck in on its own, which is not very secure. If it's a loose stitch, isolated stitch somewhere there. So I think Natalia's message applied to full cross might be good, more secure, I think. But yes, whenever I can, I take it away slightly so it gets, stitched in just in case it comes off, which can happen, So next. Oh, Adri says that you can print it. Well, the thing is, if you print it, you can't transfer it on the fabric. In order to transfer it, yes, you can print it, and then you use the iron transfer pen, trace along the printed outlines, and then you flip it over and iron the traced lines on your fabric, if that makes sense. So yes, you can print any pattern you want, but ultimately you need to use the transfer pen. You need to draw around the outline. So hopefully that makes sense. Sarah says, gotta love the autocorrect. Oh, Dick, are you referring to Joyce? The ticking method. I know, laugh a minute, autocorrection. They work so hard, but so wrong most of the time. 112. Natalia says, it's not my idea, but it's worth spreading. Which one are you referring to? Your method or the full cross method? 112. 112. Or is there some sort of ancient wisdom that's been passed down through generations? I don't know. 112. And also, Joyce, just so you know that method you refer to as reversed ending method, or something like that. That was from the Japanese lady, the floss tuber May 51S, and she actually left a comment saying they have a name for it. It's called, well, as it says on the tin, May 51 as stop. That's what she said, which is really interesting. The comment is actually on the live stream there. You can go have a look. But it's called May 51's stop, which is easy to remember because that's what it is. Stop as an ending, I think. That's what they meant. So that's the official name for the message. So that session is really good if you want to look into ending methods. We talked about that a lot on the Sunday night live stream. One, two. Now, show you guys if you don't know what we're referring to with this thread ending method. As soon as I get to a point that I need to end a thread, I'll do a live demonstration. You can't get it anywhere else, only on Yogi's channel. Okay, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Let me see, 1 2 3 4 here, I think. That one's done. So I'm not very disciplined with block by block, but somewhere there. Creative, are you, is a comment for me? She says, I have searched the site like crazy and can't find it. What are you looking for? She says, can you post a link? Thank you in advance for the pattern you make. Thank you. Is that for me? If you explain a little bit, I'll try to help you. Joy says, with the new finish method, you turn back to where you started. Suggestion for a name. Boomerang! Oh my God, Joyce! What do you think, Natalia? Does that jive with your vibe? Boomerang. Oh, I love it actually. It goes under and down. Yes, like a boomerang, because that's where you start. My God. I don't know. I'm not worth it, Joyce, to have you in the chat, because you just come out, you know, with golden nuggets like this. I don't know what to say. 82. I love it personally. 82. I am. It's just a few more stitches. So I'm going to bring in another thread. 82. So let's make the thread a little bit longer. You know, Joyce, you should work in marketing, like come up with adverts, slogans, you know, buy this product. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. So come up with the snappy names people can remember. And let me snip this off. Yes, that's what Shino says. They've got a name for it. And it's really clever because by remembering the name, you're remembering the name of her channel as well. How good is that? Very clever. Oh, Suzanne says they have special paper that you can print. Oh, maybe you do. Yes, you do need to buy special paper. If you get a paper, you print it. Can you transfer as it is with just printer ink? Can you? If that's the case, then that's really nice because it saves the hassle of you know, having to draw, which is a little bit tedious and not very accurate. That would be great, yeah. Suzanne is the expert. So you just need to get the right product, get the right paper to print it on. Yeah, I haven't done embroidery properly for a long time. It's a bandwidth. Since I fell into this rabbit hole, everything else stops. Because normally I knit a lot as well. Every year I'll knit like a bit of, a hat, scarf, whatever, anything, kind of functional things. I love that. But I haven't done it properly. I knitted a blanket probably over a year ago. And I started another one, which is really pretty, but I haven't finished it, which is unusual. Normally, I would have finished it by now. But it's okay. Another winter will come. I'll keep working on it. And Natalie is saying that's not her idea. So whose idea is that then? With that finish, where did you learn it from? If you learned it from somewhere else, or is it some sort of lost knowledge, just floating in the air, and you just wake up one day, because you see it in your dream, and you go, from now on, I will be the one spreading the message. Or something like that. I don't know. Oh, now I'm going to end the thread. So, Grace, you can watch closely. This is the closest I can zoom in here. But as you can see, my thread, this is the last stitch, right? I'm going to end my thread here. And I come up from the bottom left. And I'm going to just do something looks like a normal 10 stitch. I'm going to just put my needle to the upper right, just like a normal 10 stitch, but without pulling the threads down all the way. So I'm creating a loop here, right? And then I'm going to come up from the bottom right. So on Sunday, this was the bit that kind of tricked me a little bit, because I thought, well, if you come up from the bottom right, you start to make a full cross. But what happens here is, after you take your needle off, pull your thread up, you thread it through, you thread a needle through the loop you create. And then pulling, not too tight, but enough to tuck it in. And then you bring the needle down the bottom left one more time. So there's a little twist happening there. I think that's why it's so secure. And also it hides, because ultimately you bring the thread along the line of that slash thing. It looks a little bit fat here. This maybe not the best demonstration, but when you have all the stitches together, it blends in. You cannot see that bit coming up from the bottom right. I think it's a similar thing with what Joyce said about, or is it Grace? I can't remember who. Oh, maybe it's Nikki. Of stitching sideways. So you do a tent, and then you bring the needle up from the right, and then without going through the loop, you just stitch down the left. similar to that, but I think this one may be a bit more subtle because you have that twist which secures the floss, the thread, but also it hides a little bit more. So I prefer this one. I prefer this one for sure. So I hope that helped. 82, 82, yeah. So you can try it to see whether it makes sense. I think it works well because I've been looking for a nicer sort of thread ending method for tent, other than, you know, bring the threads underneath 10 stitches away and bring it out and cut it off, that kind of thing. But because it's not just a fact it's really messy, if you do the parking as well, you run into those end threads all the time. It's very annoying, but also you build up a lot of bulk underneath. Imagine 2 strands underneath, and if it's confetti area, you're literally building like a blanket underneath, which is good if you like blankets, but you know, it becomes very thick to stitch, so it's unnecessary. So this way it's nice and clean and it's pretty secure. So there you go. I'm selling this method. I'm selling this method. That's a Sarah says that's a mouthful. I like reverse stitch. I think we can say aka reverse stitch. You're allowed to say that, but I think out of respect of the OG is called May 51. Thank God it's not that gibberish store name we saw the other day. Oh my God, can you imagine? Like blah blah blah. So it's quite short. Then it's okay. It's okay. We can cope with that. But you're allowed to refer it as reverse stitch. I'm sure May 51S will not be offended. 67. She will have mercy on us. She's not going to hold it against us. 67. All will be well. All will be well. I think stitchers are all gentle souls. They're so humble. No one wants to take too much credit. And we're just happy to share our knowledge with each other. And see, making everybody's life better that way.
Okay, I found this.
Oh, oh my God, my Siri is talking to me again. Can you stop talking to me, Siri, without being spoken to? Oh, there you go. I just cannot mention the name at all. Siri, can you go away? Bye-bye.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm freaking out. So, this color here. Natalie likes boomerang. So it is. The boomerang ending method, which is workable. You know what? I was thinking this boomerang method, can we not use it for starts as well? It should work, right? If you have just a loose stitch somewhere, if you can end it, you can start with it. It works, doesn't it? I think it does. Even though with starting we have more options, that is true, but there's nothing stopping you from using it as a starting method. Can you stitch over there? Make sure I don't lose my way. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Oh, the chat is frozen? No, it's not frozen. Is it frozen, chat? River, refresh it. Refresh your app or browser. Should be fine. Adrian's so random. The other day she was drinking non-alcoholic beer, and complaining about the taste, and now she's dreaming of chocolate cookies. Then have some, Adri. Don't dream about it. Make the dream come true, okay? Have some chocolate cookies. A live boomerang, yes. Exactly. I just did a live boomerang for you guys. I hope you liked that. I hope you liked my performance. It was all for you. And round of applause, I wouldn't mind, you know. It's like doing a stitching somersault. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Very nice. You know, the 10 stitches making me love this piece even more because I'm excited. I'm really excited to stitch it. And sometimes you just need some sort of way to bring new life to a piece you were working for a long time. 3. That 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Sarah's been dreaming of chamomile malt shakes. Whoa. Malt is an alcoholic? Is it alcoholic? Is it malt wine? Or something else? I don't know. River River says, I would sell my soul for some carbs. Oh, I say if you really crave for it, have some, you know, but with the full intention of going low carb again. You know, it doesn't matter. A little bit of a carb from time to time. Why not? 6, 6. 6, 6. So just in case you don't know, River is in a low carb adventure. Start dreaming about carbs. Oh, I think it's raining. I can hear it from outside the window. It's raining right now. Didn't expect that. You're welcome, Grace. Oh, Natalie. Natalia says it's from, she learned it from Ukrainian stitches. Oh, those clever Ukrainian stitches. But this is so wonderful of you to give them credit as well. But since you're the one that brought us the message, all thanks to you. Don't be humble. You know, it's like in France, if you go to one of the graveyards, I can't remember the name now, you actually find a grave tombstone of someone who brought potatoes to France. So the person is somehow, you know, celebrated and appreciated because the person brought potatoes to the nation, even though the person didn't invent potatoes. It's still an important figure in French culture. So do you like that? Do you like that analogy, Natalia? You're the potato importer, the equivalent in the stitching world. Oh, it's like malt candy. I don't even know what that tastes like, malt candy. Sorry. But the alcoholic version sounds great though. Imagine. I'm just thinking like Christmas malt wine type thing. Lovely. And 108. 108. I've got one thread here. I might need to bring in another thread. 108. 108. A lovely pink jingle bell. Round of applause. Adri says, but Yogi, you love the randomness. Exactly. Exactly. That's why I'm still talking to you. Oh, or I'll banish you from the chat. You know, Adri, you're too random. No, I love it. I love it. Stay random. And maybe I should just bring in another full length. I think it's better. Because I'm just so precious about floss. I just don't want to waste anything. I probably save this little piece for the single strand stitching for later, for emergency. I just hate throwing away anything floss wise. Two strand here. Mold chocolate balls. Wow. That's a whole genre of mold thing, related things. I don't know. River says, I've been doing that ending stitch since I found out about it. It's just as awesome as the loop stuff. I know. Yes, I've been using it as well, and I'm excited to do it because I can. And also the fact that I don't have to take the thread away and tuck it in 10 stitches away makes me so happy. It's just, you know, what a drag that was. Some people like that though. Some people like to take, I think it's okay with single strand, maybe it's not too bad, but for two strands you just feel so bulky and you just don't want to do it. But I didn't have any choice whatsoever. Let me see, where should I start with this? Let me start from here. So there's 3 stitches. I can just stitch over, move it over there a little bit. So choice. Yes, of course. That person is important. How else would there be French fries? Exactly. Joyce is referring to the potato person that brought potatoes to France. Well, the fact that people visit his grave, or at least the tourists do, means there's some importance of the person. So yes, exactly. How would they have French fries? It would be named something else. It would be like, I don't know. Could have been somewhere in the UK. That would be, I don't know, Brit fries or something. That wouldn't sound the same. It doesn't have the same ring. That's it. I mean, there's Brit pop, but Brit fries just doesn't sound quite the same. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Natalia says, love to be involved in such a storyline. It is a story, the story of evolution of stitching happening live on Yogi Stream. But it's just wonderful because people share ideas and the ideas become even more glorious, because what good is it with the idea if it's only available for a small group of people? You know, it's like paintings. What's the good of a painting unless it's appreciated by people? I know for, you know, fine artists, they might go, well, I don't care. It's in my head. You take it or leave it. But I think they secretly all want people to appreciate it. And, you know, there's no point stashing beautiful paintings in the storage. You need to share the paintings with the world. Let me take it up here, a little bit higher. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And it's easier to stitch now with kind of color completion because there's just less bulk underneath, because I don't have to drag the end threads over. So it's overall, you know, improvement of stitching experience. I'm very happy. You know, in design terms, this will be improvement of the quality of the user's life. How great is that? 1, 2, 3. Wonderful. German fries? Oh, German fries, but Swedish fries. Now everybody wants a version of the fries. They want to claim fries. Yeah. Swedish fries. It's a little bit, you know, it's a little bit, what's the word? Tongue twisting. German fries, yeah, German fries maybe. I don't know how German felt about it, but. Oh, Gray says, I tried it. It didn't work for me. I'm doing 1/1 full cross. Oh, yes. Joyce, yeah, I've done it on a Sunday stream as well, 1/1. All it is, I can do it right now, if that helps. Might as well. Some people might be wondering, why don't I give you a little live demonstration here? Let me grab one of the strands. It's actually very easy. It's practically the same way. So I've got a really dark color strand here, and I'm going to just move it to a whiter area here. So this is my strand. So I'm going to go in, just pick a spot, maybe somewhere a little bit more center. So I am going to come up. I'm going to do this stitch over here, okay? I'm going to come up the bottom left corner, and as you can see, you can use this as a starting method as well, potentially. And also if you have a single stitch somewhere floating, this will be quite secure as well. So I'm going to just do a usual, leaving a little tail there. You can decide how long you want to leave it. And I'm going to go in and do a normal first leg of the cross stitch. So that's my first leg, right? And then I'm going to come up to bottom right. I think if I remember correctly, Natalia says you can do the same with the first leg, but just to keep it simple, do the first leg as usual, and then come up to the second part of it. I think I normally do bottom right, come up, and apply the same method with the loop. So I'm gonna insert my needle and looking as if I'm just completing the second leg, but without tightening it. Okay, so there's a loop there, open. And then I'm going to what I did was, I don't know what Joyce did, maybe a different order, but I go from bottom left one more time and thread it through the loop here, insert a needle through. And as you complete the second leg, I'm going to just push my needle down to the right. That's it. So it looks like a normal cross, but you have inserted the thread, and now I'm tucking from the bottom, nothing moves, and I'm tucking from the end thread, nothing moves. It's very, very secure. In fact, now if I'm going to undo this stitch, there's no way I can frog it. Let me just show it to you. I feel like it's QVC. This is stitching QVC. I can sell like, millions of this right now. So live demonstration. Now I'm going to just put my needle through. It doesn't budge. It does not budge anywhere. Watch this. It's like those QVC infomercials that you apply the cleaner on top of like really greasy area, and you just give it a simple swipe and it comes off, something like that. So it's like that. The proof is in the pudding. It does not budge. It does not budge anywhere. So the only way to remove it is using my cutter here. So how's that for you, Grace? Did you enjoy the demonstration? That's how you do the full cross version. Oh, now it's very tricky. It's so secure. It's no joke. Okay. Yes, Joyce is doing the same way. If Joyce agrees, it must be good. So it's very, very secure. So you can see if you do like cross country, you just want to plant in whatever method, if you use Saga, very often the first few stitches, you're doing single stitches. This will be a very, very secure method. Yeah, Grace. It's just getting your head around. It's not actually very simple if you think about how the thread is being twisted under, threaded under to get tucked in. And see, it will probably take, okay, oh good, it comes off. That's that much effort you need to remove the stitch. Super secure, super secure. And I think you can probably do it as a starting method. Nothing's stopping you from doing that. You can absolutely start the thread like that. So it's a very versatile method. How am I doing, Natalia? Have I done you proud? I'll collect my commission in a bit. I'll be invoicing. Okay, so here 3 I've done, 2 more, and just make sure. Cherokee fries, Irish fries could work. I think people trust Irish anything really. I will buy Irish fries. That sounds legit. Irish fries good. Oh, Joyce says not in every art or craft people like sharing. Recipes can be very secret. But you know what? Yes, maybe some people hold on to recipes, but the way I look at recipes, it belongs to the world because no one truly owns a recipe. Whatever recipes you have in your head comes from, it derived from a different recipe because no one created, I don't know, unless you're some sort of a crazy inventor. Doesn't matter what combination you come up with the recipe, it's not really yours. Maybe you learned it from your grandma, maybe you learned it, everybody now learns from internet. And just because you twist a few things or change a few things, it doesn't make it yours. I truly believe it because I think recipes are part of the universal wisdom of people. You know, we eat and the recipes, they evolve coming from the way people live. And that's not a possession anyone can claim. That's mine. So anyone who's holding on to recipes, stop it. Share it with the world. Share everything. It becomes 10 times, 100 times better when you share. Okay? I'll get off my on my soapbox. I'm sitting down actually, so no soapbox involved. But yeah, I think these people are short-sighted because what you're holding on is a wisdom that you could share with the world and make people's life so much better. And why wouldn't you want to do that? Why wouldn't you? Grace, you're welcome. It's actually really simple. You just need to give it a couple of tries. Then, you know, Joy says no one will want Dutch fries. But I think fries are very common in sort of Netherlands, Norway, probably more than people know. It's like fries everywhere. But you guys have really skinny fries, don't you? Even skinnier than French fries, like super slim fries. If I remember correctly, 43 here. Adrian says we need to eat. That's what you derive from my speech about universal knowledge about recipes. All you derive from is your hunger. Okay? Go eat some cookies. Okay, darling. Don't deprive yourself. My TED Talk turned into just making people hungry. Forty-three. Yes, so the reverse stitch method now is referred to as reverse or May 51, as if you remember it. And so there you go. And let me switch. Oops. There's a moth flying everywhere. That's a little bit scary. Let me see if I could encourage it to go somewhere else gently. Grace, now I'm craving fries. Yeah, it's terrible, particularly late at night when you start talking about food. And say fries really quietly because, you know, someone is on low carb diet, okay? So have compassion, have mercy. So Suzanne is finally transitioning into a less confetti area. Congratulations. Congratulations. Have a cup of mint tea. That's good. Peppermint tea is good. When it comes to confetti, you know, calms your mind. And 2 here, down here. This floss is really good stitching in 2 strands. Very solid. 3 here. Oh, it's raining. My God. It's not just a it sounds like a legit proper rain. Not just a little sprinkly thing. Everybody's hungry. But you were hungry before anyway, Adri. You were craving for chocolate cookies, and now you're craving for fries. I do like chocolate, though. It makes me want to have a piece of chocolate. Hey, babe. It's my little cat, Dolly. Oh, she's wet. Hang on. Give me a little second. Let me dry my little cat. Or she's gonna complain later on and sulk for ages. Much better. She's nice and dry. Oh, Grace is on low carb as well. So you have company, River. You know? She says, I haven't had fry in ages. It's doable. It's doable. I don't think I have fries for ages. Yeah, it's ages ago when I had one. But occasionally I like a banana, even though I try to eat low carb as much as I can. But I'm not that strict. I just feel better not eating that much carb. Here, 2:43. Let me have a look. 43, I'm going to come back here. So I'm not really following the boundary that strictly. Whenever I can, I go over a little bit. 1, 2, 3. If it makes sense, I will cross the boundary. Two. 3. I'm going to take it over here. Does require a little bit of concentration here. I'm gonna just stitch in the wrong spot everywhere. And then I'm going to 1, 2, 3 here. Oh, Suzanne says I also hit 20% and the bridge is making me homesick. Oh, is that why you're stitching that piece? Because it's home. Now it has a different meaning. It's not just a beautiful painting. It's your love for your hometown, home city. That's beautiful. 44. 44. I'm gonna bring 2 strands from here. I bet Joyce can just look at these colors and tell me exactly what DMC colors they are. That's DMC numbers. Ron is rubbish numbers here, hiding the true thread numbers. I need Joyce's Rain Man power, superhuman power. Oh, Natalia, good night. And definitely come back to have a chat with us very soon. 9999 Natalia. Very nice. So, what a lovely lady. This one a little bit tight here. Let's see if I can stab the fabric. It's nice to have some rain because there isn't a lot of water recently. I'm gonna park it down. Where is it? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and talking about counting fabric, Joyce, I watched your video about counting fabric because I always get the count wrong. I mean, this one obviously it's counted, it's gridded, but Joyce has a really clever video on how to get it correctly. Go watch it. It's really clever though, Joyce. It never even occurred to me that you could do it like that. Uh, 623, 6. What? 23. 23. So look at this. This is what I was talking about when it comes to confusion of thread numbers versus symbols. So these two perfect examples. Thread 23, whatever that color is, the symbol is 6. And then 25, thread 25, for whatever reason, out of the entire universe of symbols they can use, they have to pick 2. So every time I look at these ones, and 8 as well, do you think they're having a laugh? The designers just said, well, let's see how many people we can confuse them with. Why would you pick a number to be your symbol out of everything else you can come up with? So every time I look at that, because I call out numbers in my head as I'm looking for, looking for my threads. And I'll say 6 instead of 23. I'll say 2 instead of 25. And so on and so forth. I mean, it's just cruel, really cruel to people like me. I'm just struggling there. Hi, Diane. Oh, Diane says, I just love this piece. Isn't it amazing? Look at this. Let me bring up the full view for you if you haven't seen it big on the screen. Yes, it's really fun, isn't it? I agree. And welcome to the chat, Diana. Joy says, I also hate numbers for symbols. Yeah, because why is that necessary? It's just unnecessary. Can you not just pick like a triangle or something, you know? So I don't have to get my head around. And I kept saying 6, and it's good that I cross-reference with the color, and they're very different. So thankfully, can you imagine if just similar color as well? I'll be stitching a very different piece at the end. Suzanne says, I've started changing the symbols in Saga when they have numbers instead of symbols. Yes, that's a very good idea. Just get rid of them if you can. Yeah, that's a really good policy there, strategy. I don't think you can do that with Pattern Keeper. But yeah, why would you want to make it more confusing than necessary? Why would you want to do that? It doesn't make sense. Whoops. Two. And 2 over here. Oh, this area is filling up nicely. Let me just snip that off. Yes, that's very confusing. Joy says, and the question mark. I always think of that as a joke symbol. So can I choose any color then? Yes, it's like a question to you. Joyce, which color would you like it to be? And you can make it any color. That's very good. I just think those designers, they're having a laugh with us. They just know, well, you know, we know some stitches. They're confused to start with. And let's see if we can make them even more confused. So, because it's funny. Cruelty to stitches. Oh, this is nice and solid. So good. See, you can't really see that's half stitches. Even close up like this. Once they all come together, I think loose stitches, yeah, you can probably see that. But when it's all stitched together, can you tell the difference between this bit and that bit? I say this bit is actually looking even fuller. And that's nice. Where am I? Just lost my spot. Yes, here. It actually looks, the coverage is actually better, I say. Wouldn't you say? Because 1/1 sometimes can look quite kind of flatter, isn't it? Because just one strand over the other. Whereas half cross is like you have two strands bind together. It looks like fuller, I say. Oh, I love it. I know. The full cross purists probably frown upon me and going, oh, seriously, what did you like? let's see, I'm done over here. Why don't I take it, do the 2 stitches here because I can. So full cross, purist, look away. Okay, you're gonna have a heart attack. And I don't want that. And I'm gonna take it over here and fill it up this area as well. Very nice, very nice. Adri has to go to sleep now. 99, that's very early night. It's like over there it's like 11:30. Okay, yes, it's I won't laugh, I won't laugh. Okay, you may go to sleep now. 9 to Adri. Nikki says, okay, I love the boomerang method now, starting and ending one thread tent. Oh, okay. Yes, you are doing 32 count. One over, how would you describe that? It's 1/1, but tent, which is a bit it's a bit less common because most people probably do 2, but the coverage is good according to Nikki, so that's good to know. Oh, you started the old kitchen. 5.6. You've just started and you're 5.6%. That's probably ahead, probably more advanced than me. I've been working on that piece since the beginning of the year. Goodness. So, and I think I'm probably less than 5%. I have to check, but it could be 3. 9 Adri, be good. I am going to mark for that. So that bit is done. Just need to make sure that I'm actually in the right spot here. And that. Oh, okay. Hang on a moment. There. And there. Missed a few stitches over here. Yes, River. We need names so we know how to refer to it rather than trying to describe it and confuse everybody. Names are good. There. Oh, I should do. Oh, no. Hang on. I've got one more stitch here. I was about to end it, but not so fast. You see? And let me see over here. And don't forget, tomorrow is our soul day for Kim Jacobs patterns. If you haven't got your patterns and want to join, get the patterns now. You can pick anyone. So we're all stitching different pieces. And we just get together and appreciate the design of Kim's work. And that's it. No deadlines, no stitches, number of stitches to hit. We're just stitching together. So every Wednesday, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 up there. Oh, Nikki says using my what needles is that? Gold needle? I can't see what that emoji is. It looks like pastry. I don't know, what is that? What needles? Oh, butter. Butter needles. It is butter. Oh, how do you love them? Are they as good as Karen claimed? I haven't tried those yet. Just have a sip on my tea there. Very nice. Let me see. Mark these ones. So this bit is filled up. Oh, nice. Really nice. It feels very bold and solid. And you can't tell the difference between this area and that area, to be honest. I can't. Butter, butter needles. Indeed. 44. I need some 44. And what number needle are you using for your piece? For 32, I think you're probably using 28, no? 44. Oh, one of these days I'll be stitching 32 counts. Not just yet. I'd love to try 28 for a little bit. And if I don't go blind, then perhaps at some point. Oh, everybody loves Bowen needles. Apparently it's like stitching butter. So there you go. That's the promise. If you like stitching butter, you get those needles. I mean, John James needles felt really good as well. And to be honest, I'm probably using the DMC needle right now for 26, and it's fine. I like it. I like John James 28, size 28 needles, but whoops. Three over here. Let me mark them as I go. Or I'm gonna get very confused. 3 over here. So fast. Not as fast as most of you, but for me, it's pretty fast. No complaint here. Oh, have you checked Kamari's channel recently? I think she's on some sort of caffeine, I don't know, some power stitching sessions there for days. I noticed she live stream like 3 times a day, and I don't fully understand the video titles, but I think she's trying to stitch like 3,000 stitches a day or something. I don't know what's going on there in Japan, but I think something is going on there. Who stitches 3,000 a day? I don't know. Or unless I had misunderstood it. And I tried to watch a little bit, and she was just, stitching really fast as usual. But how do you hit 3,000 a day? Has anybody here in the chat or anywhere hitting 3,000? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I don't know what a rush is. Maybe she's got some sort of deadline or something. Because why would you do that to yourself? Just stitch slowly, okay? It's all right. Oh, Suzanne loves the ballpoint needles. Really? Are they really good? They look a bit odd. They have like really some rounded pointy bits at the front. It freaks me out a little bit. And they're not cheap either, are they? So if you go through as many needles as I do, I need to sell my cat in order to buy those needles. 125. I don't think my cat would be too happy with that plan. 125. One, 2, 5. Double check. Just make sure. One, 2, 5. Suzanne is on 430 so far. 430 stitches. In what period of time? An hour? Wouldn't surprise me. Hey, Harpreet. Harpreet says, hi, Yogi. How are you? Hope you're well. I'm really well. Welcome. Welcome to the chat, to the live stream. So when I say hello, not just to people on the chat, but people watching as well, not everybody wants to chat. It's totally fair. Totally fair. But then if no one wants to chat with me, then I feel a little bit sad. But, totally respect that. You don't have to chat. But welcome. Oh, and Suzanne says, referring to the ballpoint needles, it makes it easier to find the holes and doesn't split the threads as much. Oh, what count are you working on? Is that 20, if I remember correctly? You work on 20. 20 shouldn't be hard to find holes, though. I haven't had that issue. I have many issues when it comes to stitching, but not... I haven't had issues with finding holes. I think with rounded needles, round tip needles, it's kind of just slide into it. You just find the corners that way. But that's good that you enjoy it. So it's not all hype, because some people think it's a little bit of, not gimmick, but, maybe it's not really worth it. Oh, Heather loves the ballpoint needles as well. Amazing. And Nikki says, I think I can if I stitch more than 8 hours. Oh, you're referring to 3,000? But yeah, technically, if I stitch if I stitch every waking hour, I don't think I ever stitch 8 hours. And with my speed, about 100 per hour. It'll be 800 in total. Sorry about that. So that's it. That's my, I'm human. I have limits, okay? You guys might not be. You guys are from a different planet. So, it might be different for you. But for us mere mortals, we stitch about 100, 120 per hour. That's a good day. I have done less very often. So there you go. Joyce also used ball tip needles. All of you using the ballpoint needles secretly without telling me. Then I was thinking, only weird people do that. Wow. Suzanne says she's stitching on 22. Yeah, 22 is not too bad. You can still see sort of corners quite clearly. I mean, even with 25, I haven't got that problem. So maybe it's not worth it for me. And I go through a lot of needles, like hundreds probably. So and Hapri says, I think you're great. Love all the pictures. You think they're great. You definitely have a great taste in cross stitch. Oh, that's so kind. Thank you so much. I just follow what I love, really. So, it doesn't matter how popular some pattern is. If I don't love it, there's no chance I'll go near it. So I'm very kind of particular with the design I'm drawn to. A lot of rooms, a lot of cozy stuff, a lot of objects. That's my thing. It's just my comfort zone. Oh, yes, of course I understood you, Harpreet. No problem. I get it. I get it. Thank you so much. And let me know what you're stitching on, Harpreet. We'd love to know. Joy says, and I don't know my personal record. I try to improve, but forget what my record was. And that's because it's not important. Very true. You probably have a sort of average speed that you stick to, and that's it. You don't particular register if you stitch a little bit more, a little bit less. Probably similar to me, to be honest. I probably notice more when I'm streaming because I normally do a count at the end. If I'm just stitching on my own, I probably don't even look. I don't even check because I just, if I'm not doing a straight session, I probably stitch, make a few stitches and then walk off to do something else, come back and, stitch a little bit more. So I wouldn't even know how much time in total that I spent on making those stitches. So, and I don't think I check, not normally. So I'm with you. I'm with you, Joyce. But I also like to count as well. It's occasionally, like per session like this, live. It's fun to know. But I have no goal to try to improve or anything like that. I stitch the way I stitch, and it's just the way it is. No ambition whatsoever when it comes to stitching. What? River? River says most ever I did in a day was 2,400. Goodness. I don't think I'll ever go near it, even if I stitch every waking hour. You know, with the help of my dark chocolate and power snacks. I don't think I'll ever get that anywhere close. I don't think I ever stitch 1,000 a day. No, I think the nearest was maybe somewhere 700, and I don't know what happened that day. Maybe time just froze, so I managed, but I was so shocked. And I think I was going cross country, so that was a bit faster. I was doing full cross, and I was stitching a little bit longer than most days, but that's 700 for you. So that's my max speed, I think. Harpreet says I'm doing a full coverage of a tiger at the moment, but as a new cross stitcher, as a new cross stitch, sometimes it feels the stitches never seem to get less. It's like they're magically more stitches. Oh, totally. They grow. It's like a bottomless thing. It's totally normal. So if you think you're making sort of stitches, actually it's an illusion. No, the stitches just keep coming. A little bit like, I don't know, there's no end point. Or it feels like that. No, you're not alone feeling that. It's true. And you can always start more projects. So just in case you haven't got enough stitches waiting for you, you can start new projects, you know? Why not? So, because if I only have 3 projects, then yeah, eventually in 30 years, I might be able to finish one of them. But if I keep growing the whips as I do, and I want to, then yeah, time gets spread out to different pieces. And just the way it is. It's so much fun. Harpreet says, is that normal to feel like that as a new cross stitcher? No, it's probably, well, I'm not new. I'm newer than probably most of the people on the chat here. But no, sometimes you just feel like, you know, there's no end. But then again, if your goal isn't necessarily to hit the end, because there's no fun hitting the end, because what happens is once you reach the end point, what do? Yeah, you can hang on the wall, but ultimately you have to find a new project. So no one just stay there and go, oh, I'm done, now I can just retire from stitching. No, you find another project. So, and it's nice to finish something. I haven't experienced that, so I can't speak for, you know, how good it's going to feel, but I imagine it feels good. But that's it. But ultimately the joy is in the stitching, really. That's the good bit. Once it's done, you know, it's like a French fries or chocolate cookies. You know, it's the eating that's good. Once you've eaten, you need to get on the treadmill. No, not really. Then you have to wait for the next cookie, right? So just enjoy it while eating a cookie. That's the good bit. It's the journey that counts, right? Because once the cookies are gone, what do? You need to get more cookies. And I like eating cookies, like what I'm doing now. Oh, Joy says, I thought I didn't pay attention, referring to stitch counts. But when I switched off the daily stitch count, I missed it. Why would you turn it off? Is it a conscious decision? I don't pay attention, but I always have it on. And to be honest, before I got Pattern Keeper, when people were talking about, oh, you can track daily counts, I was like, huh, who needs that? I just stitch. But once I, have access to that function, I enjoy it. I think it's human nature. We like to quantify things and, keep a score somewhere. But it's a matter of how important it is for you. And it's okay. I enjoy knowing. I'm curious about that, but I'm not sort of, I don't have goals to hit. And I don't get upset if I only do like 50 stitches a day. Not at all. Because I enjoy the 50 stitches. And I'm good with that. And I have only stitched 50 a day. It happens, Oh, there are quite a few stitches of this color. I love it. Just keep going. Go, go, go. And I'm not even sticking to block by block. You may have noticed I've lost the plot. Maybe I should, because otherwise I'm going to get a little bit lost. Maybe I should park it. Sounds like a sensible idea. Let me mark these ones and then park. Or maybe move my needles. Take my thread up there. Yes. From top down is better, because otherwise I just get very lost. Sarah thinks says, I think my highest was just over 1800. Ladies and gentlemen, shame on Sarah. Only 1800. Seriously, Sarah, you call yourself a stitcher? I mean, that's only 1800. Seriously. I'm so glad I put it on my label, on my handle. Otherwise, just so you know, I'm slow, okay? Just come to terms with that. Otherwise, I'll be, people are going to look at my stitches and go, seriously, time slows down when Yogi stitches. Oh, Harpreet says, you always give the best advice. That's why I love your videos. That is so kind. Such a gracious comment there. Let me take a sip of my tea. So Harpreet, are you a single project person, or you have like 20 whips going on there? But considering you say you're new-ish, then perhaps you haven't built up that many yet. But it will happen. Particularly if you come to the channel, then the number is just going to grow. Unfortunately, you come to the wrong place, but it's too late. You're in. Your whip number is going to grow. It's a promise, my promise to you. Oh, this is so good. The ocean of pinkness. Nikki says, yeah, I still haven't washed my grand library. Have you finished that piece? Is that why you need to wash it? Is that your subtle hint of telling us you have finished the piece? Grand Library. That's a massive piece, though. Two. And I'm gonna move it over here. Diana says, with my work schedule, I try to get between 300 to 400 stitches a day. That's still quite a lot, though. She says, because I felt if I don't, I'll never finish anything. I know. But 300 to 400 is still plenty. That's a lot to do it, particularly every day. That is, I think I hit 300 about 5 days a month, if at all. I don't know. Majority of the times, I probably have about 200-ish average. Some days are a little bit more, and some days are less. Two here. But today I'm not doing too badly at all. Because first of all, I'm doing half stitches, okay? I'm already winning. But also, this area isn't too confetti. So I'm very lucky in that sense. A great spot to pick. There isn't a lot of confetti. So I get to keep stitching. It makes a lot of difference. And 4 down here. Suzanne says Yogi is an enabler. I've already bought 2 patterns and going to start them on Saturday. There you go. Live testimony from one of the victims. So you know what's going to happen to you, but you know you love it. I just think because these projects are so vast, to aim for the finish would just cause pain, at least for me, because I know that's a distant goal. So in the meantime, you know, and if I enjoy one project that much, this much, why would I want to stop myself from having 10 of them? That's my logic, okay? I'm not saying it makes sense to you. I think it does. Because why have one when you can have 20? That makes sense to anyone. We can count 1 to 20. 20 is better than 1. So, there. My thread is getting a little bit short here. Let me see if we can manage a couple more there. If I have to end it with my special newly learned method. Oh, in fact, I'm going to end it here. So if you haven't seen this method, watch carefully. Come up from the left, go down to the right with this stitch. And then I'm going to bring my needle through the bottom right and then thread it. You can't see very well, it's all pink. Thread it through the loop, pull it, and go down to the left. It's called boomerang, coined by Joyce Stitchy Dutchy. There. Yep, I think that's correct here. Done. Grace says, I've given myself 10 years to work on 5 hay projects. That's about 80-ish stitches on each project daily. Wow, that's so sensible. But 5 is good because if you run into sort of fatigue for one, you've got another 4 to, to switch around. That's not a bad number at all. You don't need 20 necessarily. You can't help it. But imagine, but the thing is though, Grace, yes, you've given yourself 10 years to work on 5, but within the 10 years, imagine if there are patterns you just love to stitch, like Amy Stewart's, like whoever, beautiful patterns that come up, what would you do? Would you just go, well, I'm going to stick with 5 for the rest of my life and finish them? Or would you just go, well, let me just get that pattern. I get to enjoy it now, right? Rather than waiting for 10 years and then you start another 5. Is that your plan? I don't know. Jacqueline, hello, Jacqueline. Jacqueline says, I use ballpoint needle. Also, wow, a lot of ballpoint needle user. I need to see them live in action though, because I just cannot see the. Well, I understand the concept, okay, because you have that ballpoint in the on the tip. It opens up the corners a bit wider. Is that the idea? So it's easier to stitch. But isn't that what the round tip is for? So the function is already there, I think. I could be wrong. Maybe it's even better. I don't know. 43, 43, 43. Oh, another shade of pink. 43. All the pink goodness. It's like my childhood dream. Suzanne says, with the 2 new starts, I have 7 full coverage. Yeah, that's a healthy number. So you can switch around if you need to. The question is always that if there are new patterns that you come across, you just love, do you then just let them, slip by and go, well, maybe next life, or maybe in 10 years' time, I'll see you again, maybe. I don't know. For me, I live for the moment. If I love something, I'm going to do it now. But it has to be heartfelt, though. I will not stitch anything just because, it's popular. It's tempting because you see, well, everybody's having fun with that piece. Let me do it. But you have to genuinely love it because you're going to be stitching it for years to come. It's like marriage. Oh no, don't say that. It's scary. Erase that word from the dictionary. Commitment phobe. That's me. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's filling up. It's so good. Very nice. It's really solid. Nikki says I will buy patterns and start them and just start it fall this weekend. You're my kind of girl, for sure. Yes, just go for it because even though I have a lot of projects, but they're always ones that I'm like really, really into at that moment in time, maybe for a period of few weeks or maybe few months. And then you have, I kind of, move them around, stitch more with other pieces and less with others. So even though, you have a large collection, doesn't mean you have to, feel obligated to cycle them through equally. They're not children. It's okay to be unfair sometimes. And I just stitch the ones I love most at that moment and stitch more of them. And, a lot of times if you give those pieces some space, you will love them more again. So, it's like beginning of this year, I just decided I'm going to park all the 25 counts for a little bit. I just wanted to do 10 stitches and just have fun, and 14 counts as well. I'm doing a lot more 14 counts now and I love them. And, just let the 25 count project to rest a little bit. And lo and behold, after I leave them for a while, I start to miss them. So, it's about giving each project some breathing space and not feel sort of guilty for not stitching them. We shouldn't feel guilty for not stitching anything. Guilt is not good. This is supposed to be fun. Oh, Grace, Yogi, are you doing full cross or tent on this? Because I'm seeing both. Yes, you're quite right. You're not imagining. At this moment, as I'm stitching, I'm doing tent, but up to this point, everything else here, they're full cross, 1/1. You're absolutely right. But when I zoom out, can you tell the difference? I bet you can't, right? So this area is similar in color and to this area as well. But I would say half stitches actually look somewhat bolder to my eyes, like fuller. But if you just look at a piece, on its own without me telling you, you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference, right? So yes, you're quite right. Up to this point, everything else is 1/1 for cross. And today I'm starting 10 stitches around this area. So you're right, you're correct on both accounts. Nikki says, I want the huge bookshelf one by the same artist you were doing one day. Oh, Colin Thompson is his name. Yes, he's got many other pieces. Seriously, they're all like objects on the shelf. Don't wait. Just get even. Well, the problem now is because Gecko Rouge, they no longer just do patterns. You do need to get the full set. But if you do any count, I don't know if they do 32, but they have 28 count option, which using a lot less material. So it's a bit more, still quite expensive, but a little bit more affordable, I think. Otherwise, it's a little bit of investment. So the price goes up tremendously when you select 25 counts. And I can't imagine anyone doing this piece on 14 counts. Yeah, good luck. We're talking like $1,000, probably just for the material and the fabric. But I'm sure there might be some crazy person out there doing it. Betty, hello. Betty's in the chat. Say hello to Betty. How are you? Thank you, Grace. You have to love the piece you're working on. Otherwise, you know, you're gonna feel you're just doing it because you feel like if you don't do it, it's a waste. You shouldn't feel like that. Just let it rest. If you're not enjoying certain piece as much as usual, just leave it aside. Do something else. Stitch other pieces, and then, you know, when you're ready, you will know because they'll be calling you. The projects will be calling you. They go, come stitch me. So and this piece as well, I think up to, you know, I think I only sort of came back to it maybe only like a couple months ago. I think I kind of put it aside since sometime last year, and I just moved on to other things, stitch on other projects. But eventually, you know, I started to miss this piece, wanting to come back. And when you do, because you want to, the joy, you know, the enjoyment is so much greater. And this one here. Joy says, didn't work when you were on a mission. Yeah. And also why? Why would you want to make an admission? I think it's you know, for instance, like you have a sort of not a deadline, but a goal to reach, you know, before your grandchild is born. That is a nice goal. That's motivating, but not out of sense of, you know, I have to do it or time is going to run out or anything like that. Why would you do that? It's a hobby. You're supposed to love it and enjoy it. So I am going to move it down here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And also, to be honest, maybe up to last year, I wouldn't even dream of wanting to switch to 10 stitches. First of all, prior to last year, I never tried to stitch with 10 stitches on full coverage projects because I kind of just thought I was being a bit of a purist. I thought, well, you know, it feels like cheating because it's only half a stitch, which is true, okay? That's not wrong. But, you know, I had this idea that cross stitch has to be this way or that way. You know, I thought, well, it says on the tin, it says full cross. If you don't do full cross, what are you doing? But then I had to eat my own words because when I changed my mind and decided to try it, I love it. I'm really enjoying it. So prior to last year, as I said, I wouldn't even dream of doing, you know, switching stitches. I switch methods a lot, but not switching stitches. I wouldn't even dream of doing that. So my mind is more open, my heart is more open. And the world opens when your heart is open. So there's 3 more up here. And I probably get to move forward a little bit more as well, a bit quicker as well. Not that speed is my goal, but it's nice to see things being stitched. You get to see it materializing in front of you. You know, the design that you fall in love, that you're able to see it in front of your eyes. That is so beautiful. That is, yeah. Otherwise, this is just a picture I see on the website. Now it's right in front of me. I can touch it. There you go, little doll. A bit scary. I have doll phobia, but this one isn't too bad. I don't stitch anything with eyes staring back at me. You probably noticed. I don't have human figures. or any kind of dragons, I don't know, with eyes. It's just my limitation as a human being. Joy says, this web would call me back. Oi, what are you doing stitching on something else? How dare you? Oh, right. Okay. Well, hopefully it's a good, you know, it's a kind voice, not a, you know, if you don't stitch me, you failed. Or but yeah, I mean, I definitely have my projects calling me. It's like for the live stream, for instance, there were days I literally do not, I left it to the last minute because I don't believe in having a kind of a game plan. I don't have that at all. I don't sort of have a plan to go, well, Monday I'm going to do this, Tuesday I'm going to do that. So it's all balanced. No, I absolutely don't have that because I just think, well, what's the point of doing that if I don't enjoy it? So a lot of times I leave it for about maybe an hour before because I need to set it up, put the fabric in the hoop. So I don't want to leave it till very last minute. But there are days, literally, I don't know what I'm going to stitch until, you know, briefly before the session, and lo and behold, there's always one that would be, you know, kind of talking to me and go, I think it's me today, Yogi, it's my turn. And if I go with that, I enjoy it tremendously. You know, like yesterday I started to test the 10 stitches of this one, and I've been excited about the idea of stitching this area here. So follow the heart, follow the heart. Because why else would you have a hobby like this? Right? It's not a job. Suzanne says, I quite like 10 stitches. Yes, I do too. I didn't know I was going to like it that much, this much. But I'm just so happy that I didn't resist and I tried. And, you know, if I didn't like it, I just move on. So I know that I don't like it. But I really like it. The way it stitches, the speed, which is nice, but also the look as well. I just find it quite satisfying, particularly on smaller counts. You know, I haven't tried this. I think you could technically do 3 strands on 14 counts, which I haven't tried. I don't know whether it's, you know, it looks different on larger counts, but on 25 you literally can't tell the difference. Can you tell this is 10 stitches if I didn't tell you? So one, two, one more here. I mean, single stitches you can definitely tell, but once it's all come together, I don't think you can. That's the magic of 10 stitches. So this one I'm going to end with my magic message, a new toy. And I think I'm getting better because up till maybe yesterday, sometimes I'll create end stitches that look slightly bulky, but now this is looking quite respectable. Practice makes perfect, I think. Grace asks, does Hade have this pattern? I don't believe so. I think, as far as I know, what's his name? Colin Thompson, mostly they must have some sort of contract or something, some sort of copyright contract with the artist. So far as cross stitching goes, I've only seen the sort of cross stitching patterns from Gecko Rouge. Maybe it's exclusive for a period of time, and then they move on to something else. I don't know. But so far, Gecko Rouge is the only one I've seen. Obviously, maybe there's some some patterns they're probably not copyrighted. I'm not sure. But I haven't seen another company doing these projects. I mean, they're massive as well. If you think about sort of jigsaw puzzle designs, they're huge, but they're gorgeous. They're just so much fun. It's just like my heart is racing when I look at Amy Stewart's design and Colin Thompson. I kind of put them as the king and the queens of just, I don't know, just this fun, cozy factor. You just can't get bored just looking at their artwork. So that's the answer for you. So if you like Colin Thompson's design, I don't know whether he's got smaller pieces, I'm not sure, but as far as I can see from their catalogue, they tend to be quite big. Number 8. Oh, that's Windows. I don't know why they're not getting sued by Windows. That's a Windows symbol, isn't it? I did think it was quite curious when I saw this symbol for the first time. I thought it must be copyrighted by Microsoft. Oh, Gray says, the only reason I noticed was because I zoom in to watch your demonstration. Yes, if you didn't see me actually stitching it, you probably wouldn't know that there are different stitches. You're quite right. That's the magic. See, you can't tell the difference. These are full cross. These are half stitches. I'll be very impressed if you can tell me where it starts and ends. Joy says, maybe that's what annoys me. I don't want any plans, deadlines, or pressure from the moment I retired. And I had rules to live by all my life, and this project does need some effort and dedication. Yes. I think, yes, I think, if you're used to having very disciplined sort of lifestyles and timetables and deadlines, I think most most working places probably have those, some probably more than others. When you retire, you want to be free from that, and to kind of live life in a different way. Absolutely. And I would say you don't need to retire to enjoy it. It's a choice. And deadlines doesn't mean necessarily unhappy things to follow. Deadlines sometimes is a very motivating, can give you some sort of structure and goals, but it's how you approach them, I guess. If they are imposed on you, then yeah, it's dreadful. It's not fun. But if it's self-imposed, like your, current project, because no one is forcing you to do that, right? Your grandson, your grandchild, I don't know if it's a male or female, but your grandbaby is not saying, hey, I need that piece, like right in front of me when I'm born. Otherwise, I'm not going to love you as much. Then I'm sure that's not a message. But it's from a loving place, right? Because you you want to present this to your grandbaby. But you don't have to do it necessarily when the baby is born, though, because in order for the grandchild, I mean, obviously, when he grows up or she grows up, that she will be able to, look back and go, my grandmom stitched so hard on Yogi's dream, and having to put in like 2,000 stitches a day just so, she can finish this piece before I was born. I think the grandbaby will go, well, there's no hurry, I won't be able to appreciate it until at least 5. So you've got extra 5 years to work on this. I wouldn't know the difference, right? I think. But this is coming from a loving place, so, Grace says, now I want this pattern. I'll say, if you want it, seriously, if you can, if you're happy to get a whole kit, get it now, because I don't know how long this pattern will be available on Gecko Rouge, because they do have a deadline. I do see patterns being phased out, so it does happen. And I don't know whether it will be charged by someone else. There's no guarantee. So if you really want it, it's such a fun piece, so it's if you don't get it now, then there's a chance they won't be there at some point. So pretty, look at this little purple. There's one more stitch here though, a loose stitch. Diana says, I really, really want this pattern, but unfortunately I can't afford it. I totally get it. I had to really think about it before I got this pattern. I think at that time I totally wasn't even considering 28 counts. But if you get 28 counts, not saying it's cheap, but it's cheaper. It's about £380 or something like that. It's still quite a lot, don't get me wrong. This is not a casual kit to get. It has to be something that you just love so much. I was dreaming about it in my sleep over 2 weeks, because at one point I was so sure I wasn't going to get it. I said, well, Yogi, that's stupid. You don't spend that kind of money on a kit. That's just insane. And I kind of convinced myself that many times over the 2 weeks period. And then I just couldn't resist. I just go, well, I'm willing to cut back on other things, but this is what I want. And that's what I did. I haven't regretted it. So it was probably good it wasn't an impulse shopping. It was just the fact I truly fell in love with it. I can see myself stitching every part of this pattern. That's the thing. There isn't a part of it I don't love. So, but if you think about how much we spent on, I don't know, holidays, nothing wrong with holidays, but we, spend things on other things. But, the way I convince myself is I don't spend money on anything extravagant. I don't buy designer clothes. I rarely go on holiday. I have to be held at gunpoint. That's another story. But I don't drink, so I don't spend money on booze, which can be very expensive. I rarely go to party anything. I live a very, very simple life, and so this is one of the few things I spend money on, seriously. So at least this is how I convince myself. But you know what I mean. But it's a balance. It's how much joy you get from something versus how much you spend on it. So, and we only live once. Seriously, I know it's cliche. We only live once. you know, if I didn't get this kit, I'd probably still be thinking about it. Every other day, I'd be thinking, oh, I really want that pattern. And I wish they only do the patterns. Unfortunately, don't. They know what they're doing. You can't just get a pattern. That'd be too easy, wouldn't it? So, Roxy. Hey, Roxy. It's been a little while. Roxy says cross stitch and music for me. Absolutely. And they can happen simultaneously. You know, you don't have to do one after the other. You can do them together at the same time. And that's the beauty of it. With stitching, it's like your audio and visual is still have the capacity. Sorry, just had a little cough there. Had to exercise my power to click on the mute button so no one has to listen to my cough. Let me have a sip of the water. Nikki says, no designers, but stitch designers for me. Same here. Same here. Exactly. But I think we follow the patterns rather than the artists, right? Because even Amy Stewart, their pieces I'm totally not interested. So it's not like I buy every single Amy Stewart, designs. My eyes are wide open. If I don't love something, I don't love something. I don't worship anyone. This is going really well. It's filling up. Betty says, I crave the bookshelf kit, but it remains just that. Yeah, I get it. I get it. It's not something they just get willy-nilly. But keep it in mind, though. You never know. Maybe you'll free up the budget to get it, and it will be glorious. But it's not something you should push yourself to do it. Not at all. I mean, it's not a cheap thing to buy at all. But it's the great thing about Colin Thompson's design is just so playful. And as I said earlier on, that just that tiny little corner that I've stitched so far. And by tiny corner, let me bring up my picture here to show you what I mean by that. Maybe not this one, that one. So this is the entirety, not that different from where I am right now. I'm stitched a little bit more pink under the doll there, but other than that, this is the entirety of my completion for this piece, and it's 7.87%. So imagine, but I felt I have traveled the universe stitching this piece. It's got areas that's so confetti, and you've got the red house there, the house, little bird house there. It's literally consists of maybe 3 different colors, so a lot of big blocks of flat colors that require a bit of willpower for me because I get bored. But if you look at the upper right, which I can switch back to where I am, I can show you just the area around the doggy here. This area, that is the most confetti area ever in the universe of confettis. That was pretty painful. I have to deal with a tiny bit at a time and then slowly move a little bit and then stitch something else and then come back. And finally, and there are many areas like this. So each area is a challenge. And these little folders, I remember I was stitching it. I remember what I was doing my life at that time, a couple of years ago, or maybe over a year ago, when I stitched this bit. So each area is attached with a piece of memory of my life. And this is how I intended this piece would be. And most of my projects, there's a piece of my life attached to it. And it doesn't matter how I work on it, what pace, or now I'm switching to half stitches. This was something that I'll remember. It's part of what it is. So oh, Stitchy, what, not Stitchy, Stitchy, Joyce, night night. Yes, it's quite late over there. It's past midnight. Well done, darling. And have a great time sleeping. Have a lovely beauty sleep. Nighty night, Joyce. And Joyce, oh, there's another comment just before she goes for her beauty sleep. She says, no, it's self-imposed. You encourage me to get a cleanse, to cleanse the palette. So I just enjoy Kim Day. Yes, it's tomorrow. And today I was aiming to stitch all part threads and I did it. Beautiful, exactly. So with that, 1992, Joyce. Yes, it's nice to change around and what I call palette cleanser pieces. And it just makes everything fresh that way. So instead of, you don't have to charge through anything. This is not a marathon race. This is enjoyment with every stitch. Got 3 more down here. Right here. Thank you, Betty. And each part of this illustration has almost like it has a story. And the magic of Colin Thompson's work is they all intertwine together. If you look at the mock-up, they're not individual items on the shelf. They all link together, kind of merge into each other, and it creates a story. What story? It's up for your interpretation, but that's the beauty of it. It's not like there are 2 apples here and 3 bananas over there. They all link together. That's art. And I love the fact that I don't know anyone else stitching this piece. So I feel like I'm carrying some sort of special, not mission, but I feel like I'm, serving the design in some way because perhaps, I don't know, maybe you can only see it here. I don't know. I'd love to know if someone else is stitching this piece as well. with Gecko Rouge, the way they produce their products, they're not ready-made kits. So it's not like they have 10 of these sitting in the, in the warehouse. They compose these kits based on your request. So yeah. So there may be patterns that a lot of people go for, and they're patterns that, a bit more rare. These pinks are just so joyous. It makes me happy just looking at them. So I'm almost going cross country here because the plan originally is to go block by block, but it kind of just flows with a bit of cross country there. Kind of makes sense. Uh, One, two. I'm doing quite well stitch number wise. For me anyway. Always have to put that disclaimer. Because people go, well, if you think you're stitching fast, show us the count. And I'm like, 300 or something. And people laugh. I'm okay with that. So one more bit here. And it's almost midnight here. It's another 15 minutes to go. I might make this color my last bit. And then I'll show you how many stitches I've done today. Time flies when you're stitching. It just doesn't feel like I've stitched for 3 hours. No way. Don't know how it works. I fall into some sort of time warp when you stitch. Last two. And I might end the stitch here. So I'm going to do my magic thread ending method one more time. Thread it through, tuck, boomerang. Now I know. Right, so let me pop this back. 1 to 5, 1 to 5 back on my board. So here, ladies and gentlemen, let me just zoom out a little bit, is the area I've been working on, just this little pink area here under this beautiful doll. So let me just see. So let me bring up a mock-up, not a mock-up, the picture I took just before I started today's session here. So the picture slightly, the contrast is a little bit off, but you can tell the area underneath the doll there was fairly empty. And now look at that. It's almost filled up, and there's still quite a large area of pink going on there at the bottom, so I'm looking forward to that. But it's nice and solid. Let me just zoom in a little bit more. You cannot see the difference that these are two different stitches, right? That's full cross 1/1. These are mostly 10 stitches. I think the black areas, the outline here was 1/1 from the previous session, but these they don't look out of place at all. They're totally fine. So I'm really happy with this. I think it's doable, and I want to keep going because I really enjoy the 10 stitches here. And let me show you how many stitches, the grand total of the number I've done today. Yes, Sarah, it's lovely pink. And thank you, Susan. I know, it's so beautiful. So today I started with 0, and oh my god, I'm 1 stitch short. 399, 1 stitch short of 400. I should have kept going, just 1 extra stitch just for the sake of it. But 399 for me is, pretty good, way above average. So, and I think it's partially, of course, it's the 10 stitches, but also it's not very confetti with this area. I can tell the area here, quite a lot of repeated patterns here. So, so it probably contributed to the speed as well. So I'm very happy here. And let's just appreciate the markup one more time. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat today. Yes, so I'm on the upper left there. You see a little red birdhouse there. I think that's what it is, and the doll. So I'm still working on this area, and I'm moving down to the right as well, diagonally. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not even looking at other parts of the design because I wanted that to be almost like a surprise. So very occasionally I go back to the markup to see what I'm stitching at. I like to find out as I stitch. So let me just zoom out a little bit more. So this is what I've done today. I'm very happy, and I hope you enjoy your session as well. If you're stitching with me, or if you're at work, hush. I hope you enjoy your work today as well and get home safely. So now it's about 9 minutes to midnight in London. I'm going to sign out. Thank you for your company, Tracy. Thank you so much. And thank you, everyone. I really enjoyed the chat today. As usual, I learned a lot from everyone, and I hope you enjoy today's session with me as well. So with that, I'm going to wave goodbye to you and hope to see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is our soul day, stitch along day with Kim's design. But even if you're not doing the soul, just bring your project and come along and stitch with me, and we'll have a great chat and enjoy our time together. So until then, nighty night, everyone. Thank you, Grace, as well. Thank you, Suzanne, Grace. Night night, nighty night, everyone. Bye.